Hey, everybody. Welcome back. In today's episode, we are getting into a transformative mind and body mini habit that will allow you to embody your conscious creator, empowered entrepreneur, and optimistic overcomer CEO identity and learn really what embodiment truly is and how to utilize this powerful mini habit to solidify this potential version of yourself. So I want to welcome you all to the Entrepreneur Expansion. This is the first ever gamified show that helps entrepreneurs master their subconscious mind, body, and business by implementing micro habits into their lives in a fun, supportive, action-oriented way to create more transformational impact and income. I am your host, Matt Travis, the founder of The Potential You. And if you are a service-based business owner wanting to break through a sales slump and implement our consistent 5-figure months formula, where we up-level your offer, your marketing, and your mindset in our $97 VIP Prove It partnership, click the link in the show notes, and we'll send you a free step-by-step guide of exactly how we can implement that together. So today, folks, I am so excited to have another amazing guest, Bridget Rawlings. She is an integrative bodywork and embodiment coach, and she's going to be really kicking us off and getting us to understand what is this thing, because a lot of people don't really know what embodiment is. So can you give us an idea of what is embodiment and why would it be valuable for entrepreneurial listeners?
Definitely. Thank you, Matt, for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely.
For me, embodiment is really going into the body. Embodiment.
Mhm.
So, in order to go into the body, you really have to be more present with yourself and just tune in to what you're noticing those feelings in your body, those sensations. And you're noticing in a non judgmental way where you're really tapping into what the message is behind that sensation. So, really tapping into what you're feeling, but also tapping into how you want to feel. So, if you feel like you want to be more joyful or happy or whatever, expansive, you're really bringing that sensation into your body to see and feel like what it is for you to feel that joy and really bring that into your body and that feel it on a visceral level. Like, this is what joy feels like for me, and really embody that to be able to move forward in a more empowered way. And you're not like living in this external circumstance, like you're bringing everything
Mhm.
into yourself. You have the answers within, and you can utilize your body as that tool, as that guide to lead you in your next best step.
I love that. And I know with my clients, when they first come to me, a lot of them are disconnected from that. And I know from a subconscious level, um, it can feel unsafe actually for some people to feel the feelings and to go into this, and I call it going through the fire rather than dancing around the fire. So it's going into this feeling, but I love what you said there around being empathetic with yourself in this process, because so many times there's a lot of judgment that comes up. Would you say that's true? Like a
Oh,
lot of judgment
definitely.
comes up for people. And so what do you think is the best way when that judgment comes up, or when these, roadblocks come up for people? What's the best way to kind of work through that so that they can come back to this feeling state that they're desiring?
Yeah, my main thing is to just notice and be that observer. Just noticing what those thoughts are, noticing what those emotions are. And you're not trying to fix anything. You're just
Mm,
noticing and saying, "Oh, I noticed that I'm judging myself because I had pain in my neck and it's just chronic pain and I don't know what to do about it." So you're really not trying to fix anything or change anything. You're just observing and noticing. And just by
yeah.
doing that, things can calm down just because your body is giving you a signal to pay attention to it. So when that judgment comes up, just say, okay, this is what's happening. You're not trying to push it aside or ignore it. You're like, oh, what is the message behind this? And sometimes when we ask these questions, we can just go a little deeper into what that judgment might really be. And it may not be from the actual pain or that sensation in your body. It might be something totally different, And you just want to dig a little deeper and ask questions like, what is the message behind this? What can I learn from this experience? And just thinking your body, thinking even those thoughts that are coming up because they're giving you information.
I love the way you said that. It's information, right? It's data, it's feedback. And feelings are feedback, and they're giving you insights. And of course, what most people like to do, they like to push it down and not actually go through those feelings, but you're giving that awareness to it that makes it actually something where you're asking those great questions, like you said, to investigate it, more being curious, I guess,
Yes.
and opening up to that. So if we're trying to implement a mini habit around this thing, do you feel like that is the mini habit, or is there another piece to this that people can do? So once they do notice something and are aware of it, is there another part to this that's going to allow them to actually have some deeper shifts?
Yeah, that's definitely the first part, but then also accepting like this is where I am right now. And it doesn't mean that you have to stay there. Or if you might want to change something, you can decide at that moment, well, if I have this tension, this pain, this emotion, or thoughts that are coming up, what is it that I want instead?
Hmm.
So if you want to, if you have pain in your neck or shoulder, I keep using that because that's where a lot of people hold their tension. If
Yeah.
you want to feel more ease and flow in that area, what do I want instead? How do I want to feel instead? And if you want to feel that ease and flow, what does that feel like for you? It may feel like just moving, walking differently. It may feel like speaking up for yourself. Whatever it is for you, decide that's how you want to feel and how does that feel in your actual body when you're in that state? And decide if you want to make a different choice. And just even asking those questions, you may not have an answer right away. You can decide, all right, later on in the day, if something comes up, like, oh, I want to feel this. How does that feel in my body? And just really bring it in because at some point you felt this sensation before
Yeah.
and you want to feel it again. So, what does it feel like for you? After you've noticed, you acknowledge and accepted where you are, you can decide if you want to change something or you want to feel a different way and really bring that into your body and notice how that feels for you. And just check in with yourself throughout the day. If I said I wanted to feel more joy, am I doing the small things to bring that joy into my life, into my day?
I think something that you kept saying there that really stuck with me and rung in my head was like decide, right? Deciding. And I don't think a lot of people think they have a decision or choice in the matter of how they feel. They're kind of just going at the whim of whatever happens, right? So their focus and their current belief system is creating these feelings, and they think, okay, that's just how it is. And you're kind of sharing that it is a decision, it's a choice that you can choose throughout the day that brings people back to this homeostasis level, this way of being. I just love that way of thinking about it. Is that something that you feel like people have trouble with, or how do you feel like is the best way to get back there if they kind of unconsciously decide something that they don't want?
Yeah, I do think a lot of people don't think they have choice in the matter, but we're all empowered to make aligned decisions. And I think once we connect to our bodies and we start trusting ourselves, we start trusting that, oh, I can actually make a shift. And when you're practicing, it becomes a little easier and you're
Mm,
not stuck in that cycle. Oh, I can't do this, or I feel this way and I have to be in this state. You start to trust yourself and use your intuition as a guide. And I think mainly like people just, when they get in that state, and it's a practice. It's not like, oh, overnight, you're just not going to have these thoughts or judgments or whatever. You're just noticing and you're saying, oh, I'm having this again. And make it even
yeah.
playful. Oh, this thought is coming up again. I can decide and just like continue to practice this. And over time, it'll get a little easier.
I totally agree. You know, a lot of times it's that unconscious, they're not used to it, right? It's something new to them. So it is a practice for sure. So from what I hear from you, the mini habit is both awareness but also decision, right? So it's like awareness of where you're currently at, and then decision of where you want your focus and your energetics to be in that moment. And
Yeah,
that allows you to actually get into that body and that state that you're trying to feel and be. And this, a lot of times when I'm teaching people about deeper manifestation concepts, this is really what it is. Um, it's about embodying that feeling of the wish fulfilled, of getting having that feeling, because a lot of people are doing things to have a feeling, right? A lot of people think they want money, or they want a job, or they want this business, or they want love, or they want health, but really they want this feeling that you're saying that they can decide to have right now,
exactly. Yeah,
which
they
is
want that
beautiful.
experience. Because that's where we really start to feel like, oh, empowered, like, oh, I have this experience. I really love how I'm feeling, and I can decide if I want to feel this
Yeah.
on multiple levels, and not just when you're in a stuck state. You can feel really great, and you can decide, oh, I want to continue to feel this way the rest of the day, and do small things to bring that feeling in. And it's not just when you're in this contracted state, but like celebrating when you feel great, and
Yeah.
noticing how your body feels when you feel great. And just also, you mentioned safety, which is very important because we do sometimes not want to express our feelings or feel those feelings. We want to shove it aside. But creating that safety for yourself and whatever that is for you, whether it's going for a walk or just like touching yourself, and creating this safe environment for you to be able to tap more into yourself.
Yeah. I absolutely love this. So, folks, if you feel like this is a habit that you want to implement and you want to bring into your world, um, jump into the community, comment committed to this, and decide, how. I think the first step to this one is really deciding, how often each day. It's not even how many days a week that you want to do it. It's almost setting an alarm, maybe in your phone, and deciding how often in a day, maybe once or twice a day, that you want to check in with yourself about the current way that you're feeling, and then also what is the new way that you want to feel. So it creates that pretty instantaneous shift, which I love. And then, of course, every time you do it, just comment in that in this section, in this particular mini habit below, and you get points and rewarded for doing this habit. So not only are you embodying better yourself, you're building and really solidifying this new subconscious habit of checking in with yourself, which I think personally is one of the most powerful habits I've learned to do within my own life. And I know it is for you as well, Bridget, because you're
Yes.
teaching it, right? And it is so powerful. So if this is your habit, folks, jump in and take this one on. I love all of this. Where, if they were searching for you on the internet, where would they best find you if they want to kind of go deeper in this with you?
Well, I have a website, which is integrativebodyworkllc.com,
Love
and
it.
that's mainly for my massage practice, but there is also a page for coaching, which I do in person and virtually to help people with the embodiment process, as well as somatic healing. Instagram, I'm on Integrative Bodywork LLC, as well as on Facebook.
Wonderful. I love that. And we have Bridget's giving a little guided meditation as well that I'll put into the show notes and into the group